Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Hello and welcome to Kingdom of Football. My name is Aaron James Horton. Just to remind you, Kingdom of Football is the #1 Cambodian football fan channel. We like to bring you insight. So such things like I'm going to do now is tactics, analysis, and we also like to bring you some entertaining content. You might have seen that. We try to be fair to all the teams. We like to troll and give everybody a little entertaining. And the last one is opinions. So if you have an opinion on Cambodian football, just let us know. And we'll try and give you our feedback, and we'll try and build a really community of people that are really interested in football in Cambodia. My microphone's just too loud. Cheers, are you? Okay. Just going to review last week's match between Angkor Tiger and Phnom Penh Crown. This was a really good match for a lot of reasons, and one of the main reasons is because Angkor Tiger did something they've actually never done before, which I was told through the history of the league, and that is beat Phnom Penh Crown. And also for those that have followed the league the last couple of seasons, there's almost been a top 6 that has formed, and the lower level teams have found it really hard to take points from the top 6. So this was a really big win for Angkor Tiger. Similar to last week when we try and review, I'm going to just look at the winning team and not really focus on the losing team too much. And I'm going to highlight some of the key points that Tiger did to get this win. So just to start off, if I just get my slides up here. So Tiger on paper, it's a 4-2-3-1. I've actually not seen this in the league too often. And as a coach myself, I really do like this formation. A back 4 gives you stability. 2 holding midfielders is really good for when you do win possession, that you have 2 people in there battling to win the ball. And these 2 did it really well. Now, we'll talk about these a little more, but Chemakra, Fernandez, and Silva playing as the 3. Although we've got Silva on the right in this image, Fernandez in the middle, the way that Tiger played, these 3 are very dynamic. And especially in the second half, we found Silva playing on the left and Fernandez tended to come onto the right. But throughout the game, these 3 interchanged in positions. And that leaves us with Keavney up top. Keavney, for me, had a really strong game in that he just holds the line very well, and he's always playing as the highest man. The 5 in the middle in this are dynamic, but they will interchange and move around the pitch. What you will see is fixed in this formation is for sure the back 4 is very stable, and then you always have Keavney as the highest player. Now, one of the reasons that they had a really good performance against Crown was that Sayer and Safan and the front 3, even Fernandez and Silva and Chemakra, they all got back behind the ball. They got back behind the ball and they helped their team defend. Gonna pick up, just looking at the image, the first image we're going to look at, this is actually at the start of the second half. Now, the game at this point is 2-1. For those that watch the game, it almost seemed too easy for Phnom Penh Crown because they came out and they scored in the first minute, I think, first 1 or 2 minutes. Obviously, Tiger got one back. Start of the second half, Crown came and scored again, and then Tiger got one back. So we picked this up at 2-1. And in this one, we see Nieto's got the ball, which is number 10. And straight away, you see there's 3 white shirts around him. This is something that Tiger did, especially in their own third of the pitch. This is when they had a high intensity pressure. Every time a green shirt got the ball, there was a white shirt on him. And as you see there, you have the back four in the midfield. It's really compact. So what Tiger did to some of Crown's best players, Nieto and Valerie, and the wide players, as soon as they got the ball, there was a Tiger shirt pressuring them. And to do this for a full 90 minutes takes a really lot of intensity. And that's what they did. So that's just set up a good tone for how Tiger were going to play the second half. Now, just look at the next image here. This is the equalizing goal. And as you see, you'd think at this point in time, Crown are in possession. They're attacking against Tiger. You would think there's no issue. You would feel quite calm in this position. But what Tiger have got this year, and as they do tend to look to play on the counter-attack, is they have a real intensity, as well as the intensity to get the ball. But once they've won the ball, this is when they become really dangerous. So as we see here, Crown have got the ball on the edge of the box. They're attacking. But then again, 2-3 white shirts around him. It's actually Iago that wins the ball on this one. And for the next slide, this is when Tiger have won the ball. And you can see just by the movements, these guys are not jogging to join the attack. They're going at speed. And you have not 1, 2, 3 players trying to exploit the space that has been left by Crown as they've pushed on. Now, when you have players like this, such as Iago on the ball, this is when they're at the best, when they have the ball, when they have space, and they have areas to drive into. So one of the key points for Tiger in this match was the intensity in the defending and then attacking on the counter-attack, which this one leads to the second goal. So after they've attacked on this one, it's 2-2. This just moves me on to the third goal. Now, for the third goal here, like I mentioned back at the start, is those 3 are quite interchanging. So Silverwood played centrally, he's played on the right. On this instance, he's found himself with the ball on the left. Now, what we saw in the previous images was how when Crown's key players, Nieto, got the ball, he had 3 white shirts around him. Now, when Silver's got the ball here, he does get pressured, but it's not the same intensity. But not taking away, in this instance, he does show some fantastic skill. I would recommend you to go on to the Ankle Tiger page where they've got highlights of this, all the goals, but this one is really exceptional. And when I talked about Silver coming in from the left, coming in on his right foot, what he was able to do from this position is he finds a fantastic through ball that it just goes probably about where the referee is standing from here. And it opens it up for Iago then to get the cross and for Kivne to score. So it's really great skill by him. And for those that watched the match, just to round it up, that was a goal to take it to 3-2. Now, Crown really didn't come back with anything. It's always one of those that the momentum really did shift, and the intensity for Tiger was just really too much. And then the more Crown wanted to score, that gave Tiger more opportunities to attack. So those were just 2 key points: the intensity defending and the attacking players. Now, moving on. Just wanted to highlight this guy. So it's Gabrielo Silva. It's his first year in the Cambodian League. Picked up man of the match in this game. This guy is dangerous, and I'd expect more to come from him in future games. He can go left, he can go right. One thing I really like about him is we've seen he can score, but he's a really creative player as well. And I think when you've what I'm going to call a triangle that Tiger have now with the foreigners, so we have Keavney up top, Iago and Silva, and then Chemaka as well, if you put him in, is that these guys may not score all the goals, but when you have a striker like Keavney, who's really, for me, a box player, but he is lethal in the box, he's going to get lots of chances with these guys around him. So he had a really fantastic match. The next one is to mention the Angkor Tiger coach, Alistair. Again, first year in the Cambodian Premier League, and what an impact he's made. He's done something that Tiger coaches haven't done in the past, and he's taken points from the top teams in Phnom Penh Crown, which is really difficult to do. He's great on the touchline. He has the intensity we talked about from the players comes from his energy, and his team are really reflective of what he's trying to do. Every coach can bring energy, but your players have to be reactive. And what Tiger have at the moment is they're really playing with a high energy, and it does seem that the coach is getting that extra 10 or 15% out of them. So I just give me a second, get a quick drink. Yeah, so it's really pleased to, I think for all Cambodian football fans, that we have a team like Tiger now that has kind of taken points off the big boys, and it's going to really make it an exciting league for moving forward. Lastly, I just want to take a quick look at the league table now. What I think is really interesting about this Angkor Tiger team, if you contrast them with Arran when they have a player like Haber, who's I think scored 4 goals. He scored quite a high percentage of his team's goals. For Angkor Tiger now, if you look at the 2As, they've scored 8 goals. What's really interesting about this is they have 5 different goal scorers. Have Chemakara, Dorna, Keavney, Iago, and Silva. That is a really good indicator this early on in the season that goals are not just coming from the forward players, that anybody in this Tiger team, because of the counterattacks, the positioning, they can score goals. And as well as when you have creative players like Iago and Silva, they are going to create for your midfielders, for fullbacks, like we've seen. So Tiger play Bunket, and next match, that's going to tee it up now. The big question for Tiger is they've done a great win against Phnom Penh Crown. Can they kick on? I really believe they do, and I hope they do, because it's going to be really exciting for the league this season. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. We'll be reviewing more games next week. We'll try and do these a little quicker as soon as the matches are finished. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found something interesting about the game. And we will. We have 2 presenters at the moment, Bella and Johnny. Johnny is going to be at the Phnom Penh Crown game versus Visakha. And if you want to give your opinions on the match predictions, analysis, feel free to speak to him and take an eye out. And lastly, that's it from Kingdom of Football. And hope you continue to follow us to find out insight about the games, tactics analysis, opinions, and entertainment. So thank you for watching. Bye-bye.